Welcome to the Next Chapter podcast, the place to explore, dream, and discover your next chapter. Hosted by professional life coach, educator, and storyteller, Andrea Hecht. This podcast introduces you to a community of inspirational women like you. In each episode, Andrea sits down with amazing women for an in-depth conversation about their journeys toward a life reimagined. From overcoming obstacles to reigniting passion, each story will empower and motivate you to write the next chapter on your own terms. Let go of worry and anxiety while joining Andrea in thought-provoking and entertaining conversations. You won't just learn how these remarkable women overcame hurdles standing between them and success. You'll gain strength, self-confidence, and clarity along the way. Discover new perspectives meant to ignite your fire within. Tune in today for inspiring stories that will help you live a life reimagined. All through the Next Chapter podcast.
Welcome to the Next Chapter podcast. Today's episode is called Conversation with the Coach. I will be focusing on a lesson in self-reflection and acceptance. As your host of the Next Chapter podcast, I help women reimagine their lives as they write their next chapters. These conversations with the coach are actionable tips that I share with my clients, and hopefully you can take these tools and use them as you write your next chapter. So when 1 year ends, a new chapter begins. 365 days equals the number of pages in your 2022 chapter. So I ask my clients at the beginning of each year to stop and to really reflect on all the positive things and all the learning that had happened in their previous chapters. This is something that you don't have to do at the beginning of a year. You can do it at any moment when you are about to write a new chapter. So reflect on all the experiences, and then you celebrate the start of a new chapter. Again, whether it's at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, or whenever it is, reflect on all the growth and celebrate as you are starting to write your new chapter. So the general tendency is to think of everything that went wrong or that you could have done better in the previous chapter. Well, what if I told you there was no mistakes in life? How would your reflection of your previous chapter be different? What if you saw each experience as a moment to live, to learn, and to grow from? How would you feel? What thoughts would come up if you were able to reframe that there is no mistakes in life? While we may not always enjoy every moment, we learn to accept and grow from it. And that's things that I do with my clients, is to help them learn from their past, take those nuggets, and use them as they move forward and write their next chapter. So what growth did you have in 2022? What growth did you have in your previous chapter? So once you gain awareness and clarity, this will help you determine what you have learned in your previous chapter and the adjustments that need to be made as you write your new chapter. So it's always helpful. I have my clients really ask themselves these questions. How did I grow either in the past year or in your previous chapter? What did you learn about yourself in that previous chapter? What was the single biggest challenge that you overcame? Are you living true to yourself? Are you waking up in the morning ready to take on the day? If not, what's holding you onto, what are you holding on to that no longer serves you well? How would you name your past chapter? My previous chapter is ... So on a personal note, if we were to look at 2022, for me, it was a year that I really embraced change. For me, my previous chapter, 2022, was a year of learning about myself and all about others. 2022, my previous chapter, was a year that I learned the importance of listening to your gut. And really, when something doesn't feel right, it's a clue to look for new doors. In 2022, my previous chapter, that was a year of letting go of the things that were no longer serving me and my family. And in 2022, that was a year of going after new dreams. So I really look forward to writing the new pages of my current chapter, and I really hope you do too. So remember, you can't make a mistake. So how will you begin to write your next chapter? And if you're looking for someone to help you create a roadmap, reach out. We can craft one together. So cheers to writing your next chapter on your own terms.
Thank you for listening to the Next Chapter podcast. Join our community for more in-depth conversations with other inspiring women. Follow us on your favorite podcast app, and don't forget to share this episode with anyone ready to write their next chapter. Please leave a review if you love listening to the Next Chapter podcast. As a thank you, Andrea will share your review at the beginning of a future episode. For personalized guidance from Andrea Hecht, visit fullyinformedlife.com and schedule your complimentary discovery session today. Andrea provides individual and group coaching, helping you uncover your next chapter. Now's your chance. Step up and reimagine life today with the Next Chapter community by your side.